Pred kamerou máme Sheikha Abdullah bin Rashid al-Khalifa. Nachádzame sa v Bahrajne a opýtame sa o pár základných otázok. So we've got Sheikh Abdullah bin Rashid al-Khalifa in front of our camera, and we are gonna ask him about basic questions. So, what does AFBF expect in the future, and what is your main goal?
Well, there are a lot of goals, and we're very optimistic of the future. The growth in Asia is spectacular. Last time we had a number of 12 countries in India, Aurangabad, and today we're celebrating 26 countries in Asia participating in our Congress. This shows that the former federation has been working a lot to bring everybody together, and this is one of the most important areas which we're focusing on in Asia right now. Unity in Asia and harmony is the way forward, and that's what we're working on, and we will be discussing tomorrow in our ExCom meeting.
You have been the president of AFBF also in the past, and how is it with AFBF now? What is the situation in AFBF nowadays?
I think that when we have a bigger number of countries working with us, we'll definitely reach out more. We talked about a new campaign for this year. We called it Super, and it talks about 5 main elements that will help us in reaching our goals. Number 1 is support. The Asian Federation is going to try to support each and every member federation that needs support, whether it be financial or in kind. Number 2, unity in Asia. We talked about that and how important unity is to flourish the sport within the continent. Number 3 is to popularize all the disciplines within bodybuilding and fitness. We've seen that many different federations, they only participate in men's amateur events, where in the IFBB we see an increase in the number of disciplines, and that's where I think in Asia we need to work on, and we need to expand in the different disciplines. Number 4, we need to evaluate the competitions. We need to evaluate the way judges are judging. We need to evaluate the performance that's being done. And through this initiative, we will try to come up with a standard that meets the requirements of the judging committee in the IFBB, and try to evaluate all the competitions and all the judging criteria to come up with a more transparent bodybuilding event. And last but not least is raising awareness. We've seen many different federations, because of the lack of knowledge, they might run into problems, anti-doping, training. You might see an athlete on stage that's not even ready to be on stage. And this is where we need to reach out to the countries in Asia and raise the awareness of the federations, and to teach them what's right from wrong, and to help guide them to a better bodybuilding future.
What the most important competitions are there waiting for AFBF members this year?
Well, the most important one is the men's amateur event that's supposed to be held in Kazakhstan. There are other events popping up in Asia. There's a Mr. Olympia in India, which also might attract a crowd. There's a Junior Masters in Mongolia that might also attract a crowd because it's in Asia. So I'd say these are the big 3 that...
In the Bahrain, but not only here, you are a big fan and supporter of bodybuilding. Who is the biggest star of Bahrain's bodybuilding, and why?
This is a very tricky question. Well, when we talk about results, we have a lot of athletes that have delivered results. But by far, one of our athletes that has turned pro in the past year has demonstrated a very nice physique and sustainability. He moved through the amateur levels. He won his category for 2 or 3 years. He won the overall in India, and he moved on to the professional. I'm talking about none other than Sami Al-Haddad.
What do you expect from East Labs as a press partner of IFBB and AFBF?
East Labs has been working with the IFBB for the past couple of years. We started to work with East Labs through the IFBB and now through Asia and through the Asian Federation. East Labs has shown many times that they are there. Whenever there's an event, East Labs are there. And sustainability is the key. Whenever we see the people over and over, we know that they share the same passion that we do. And that's why we intend to work more in the Asian Federation with East Labs as a strategic partner to help us in our media coverage in the future.
Thank you. And the final question is kind of personal thing. We know that you work out in Fit Gym in Manama. And what made you to start with bodybuilding? What made you to start working out?
Well, this was a very long time ago when I just wanted to reduce my weight. But then humans are greedy, and whenever you reach to a goal, you put another goal in front of you, and that's how the ball got rolling. But I remember I used to work in the Ministry of Sports back when the World Championship was held in Manama in 2008. And I met some of the IFBB officials, not as a member of the bodybuilding community, as a social worker in the Ministry of Sports. That's where I sat down with some of the officials, with Dr. Raphael, with Dr. Adil, and we started to talk. And one thing led to another. I used to be vice president of the Olympic Shooting Committee in Bahrain. I was also at the same time the vice president of the Asian Olympic Shooting Committee. And I just shifted from that sport to this one. And it's just been going on. I try to work out whenever I can. As we all know, bodybuilding is not just a sport, it's a lifestyle that you'll have to adapt to. And it's been going ever since.
Okay, thank you for your attention and thank you for interview. Do you want to say something like final words for fans or something?
Well, if I may add one more point, is that we in Bahrain are looking forward to hosting bigger events. We're working on a bigger bodybuilding event with some of the entities. We want to welcome everybody back to Bahrain, like we did in 2010 with Asia, like we did in 2008 with the Worlds. Our arms are always open, and we look forward to meeting everyone in this lovely kingdom. Thank you.
Thank you.